Right, welcome to another glorious day in the Corps, the brand new licensed board game based on the Aliens movie. So what we're going to be doing here, it's very similar to Space Hulk, if anybody's played that. We've got a mission from the campaign, like as you play the game, certain resources would carry over. So say you fire off a grenade during the game, you can't use it for later missions. People could die, people could get captured, we might have to go rescue them. And that's on top of the stuff we were trying to do in the first place and survive the horrible horde of Xenomorphs that are bearing down on us. For this one, we're doing the first mission of the campaign. Newt on the board, and over here, just around the number 3 spore point, are 4 blip tokens there with the white borders. In one of those is Newt, who is currently hiding from us. The rest are potentially Xenomorphs. So we have to go in there, find Newt, and try to extract her at the exit point down here, all the while trying to survive and not burn through all of our resources whilst we do it. So, very interesting playing one. As mentioned, it's very reminiscent of Space Hulk, mainly because you've got the blips to simulate the motion tracker. These are the aliens that will move around the board before you see them, and you have no idea how many aliens are underneath that blip token until it rounds the corner. It could be 1, it could be none of them, it could be 5. So it's all going to be very interesting shenanigans when it happens. So let's have a look at the Marines. So when we're actually playing this game, all the Marines, all 6 of them are in play, including Ripley. But there's only 2 of them, since there's only 2 of us, who are actually characters. They're flipped over to their hero side. In this instance, I'm Scott Gorman, and Asia over there is Ellen Ripley. The rest of them are still in play, but they're flipped to their grunt side. So they have not as good stats, they don't get as many special abilities, but we can still use them. They're still in play, they're still helping us. They're just potentially not as important. So maybe a little bit disposable fodder. Depends how mean we're feeling. But, so we've equipped them with the various cards we've got here. So Gorman here has a flamethrower, he's got his pistol, body armour, medical scanner. Everybody else has pulse rifles, grenades, smart guns, all sorts of wonderful stuff. But let's see if it actually helps us any whatsoever. Because we're going to be playing with this nasty deck here. This is the endurance deck. It basically represents our ability to carry on, how tired we are, how low our resources are. If this deck ever gets depleted entirely, regardless of the board state, we lose. So we have to manage it and try and recycle cards back into it, all the while trying not to discard too many, because not only are they discarded from the game, they're discarded from the campaign. No more magical grenades just reappearing in your pockets. When you fire that thing and it detonates, that's it, gone. So, let's get the show on the road. As mentioned, this is the first mission of the campaign. We're looking for Newt. To win the mission, we need to locate and recover Newt and then escape the board with her alive. In the mission, Newt is not part of the squad. Instead, a token and 3 of the mission blip tokens are flipped face down, shuffled, and put at the indicated space on the board. Models can exit the board at the extraction point after Newt has been recovered. So we've got the board all lovely set up here. Our Marines are in the centre point here. We have 2 blips off into this side room. We've no idea how many aliens are under those, but they're probably not going to like us very much. And over here are the 4 objective blips, one of which is Newt. The others may be some slimy friends that want to give us free hugs. So we'll have to be careful as we go into that room. But yeah, let's see how this game plays out. I've had a quick look at it myself, like just do one of the simple bug hunts just to get used to the cards. But other than that, this is our first dry run into it, really, just to see how it plays. So let's get cracking then with turn 1. So yeah, so a couple of caveats about the mission. Obviously, Newt, if she dies at any point, we lose. We need to try and discover her, get her off the board. We don't draw any motion tracker cards until turn 3, so we've got maybe 1-2 turns without any additional gribblies coming up on the map to try and harass us. So best make the best use of that as we can. So at the start of turn 1, it is the Marine phase initially. You start in the chain of command order, going from the lieutenant to the corporal to the private. And I don't think Ripley's even in the chain of command, so she kind of goes last, but we'll just alternate and just do what we like with it, to be honest, because I can just say, okay, I order you to go, or whatever, so we'll just play it as we like. So, I'll get Gorman to activate first. So, during the activation, I may recycle 3 cards from my hand to let another Marine character take an action, so I can order them to do stuff, which is quite nice. And at the end of activation, I draw 2 endurance cards, but that's the end. So during activation, there's a couple of actions I could take. I only get 2 per activation. I could move, attack, barricade a door, aim to make my shots better, interact with something, play a card, or take a rest action which gets cards from the exhaust back into our endurance deck. So we need to go over to there. Currently I'm at the front of the pack, so I might as well take a wander down and see what we've got. So those blips won't move until we see them, so it might be an idea to stack up on the door before we go in so we can all kind of help and see what we're dealing with first. So Gorman's move value is 4, so I'll use my first action to move. So he moves 1, 2, 3, 4. And I can't draw a line of sight to those from the doorway, so I'll go right up to the door. 1, 2, 3. And if I were to go there, you can draw a line of sight to that blip, so I'm not going to do that. So I'm just going to stay there for that.
I will move over there then.
Okay, with Ripley. So her speed value is 5, so she can move 5 squares. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep. So that's action 1. You can't draw a line of sight to any of the blips just yet, so they're not revealed. That's action 1 of 2. So you could move again, you could attack, you could barricade, aim, interact, play a card, or rest.
Okay. I think I'll move a bit closer then.
Okay, so stepping in. 1, 2. You don't have to go the full way, by the by. Like you can just go up to your move value. You don't have to always go 5. Okay, so Ripley and Gorman are stacking up on the door. Okay, next then, let's activate Frost with his flamethrower because we kind of want him up close and personal. Now, I've kind of put Frost at the back on the rear guard here because I am painfully aware there are 2 alien blips there that are probably going to come after us at some point. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to post him up there, just so he can get a good line down this corridor, so when these blips come around, he's hopefully ready and waiting with the flamethrower.
I'll pop over here then.
Okay, using a move action, Vasquez's move is 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep. Action number 2. If you don't want to do anything, you can just aim to increase your aim value for if it comes around to shooting later on.
Yeah, I think I'll do that.
Yeah, because it's early in the game, we've got no cards to refresh, there's no point in resting. Yeah, so it just increases the aim dial. Cool. My next one, let's activate Hudson. So he's got a pulse rifle, some grenades. Also, the shoulder lab free action. Take a look at the top card of either the endurance or the motion tracker deck. You may exhaust this card to place that card on the bottom of its deck, but don't play any hazards revealed that way. So I'll use that to have a look at the top of the endurance deck. Okay, it's an event, and I'm going to put it back because I don't want to exhaust that card just yet. So I know what that is, I know it's good, but we'll just leave it there for now. So we're on to his actual actions, and same again, I kind of want him on Overwatch with Frost. So we'll just move him 1, 2 to there. And we'll take an aim action, which increases his aim from 6 to 7. And that's me done. So finally, you've got Hicks with his pulse rifle and shotgun.
What's this thing?
That over there is a computer. You can go to it, interact with it, and it allows us to mess around with the motion tracker deck. So we can have a look at some of the cards, and if there's a particularly nasty one, put it at the bottom of the deck. So we can potentially avoid a really bad situation happening to us. It is just quite out of the way though, so it's whether we want to dedicate resources to that or not. I don't know, different one for this mission actually, it's different from the last one I played. Instead you look at one face down blip token if you pass a tech test. So we could see, for example, how many are in that horde, or we could check one of those to see if it's Newt or not.
Oh, that's quite good, actually. Yeah, I think I'll move towards that then.
Okay, using both actions or one to move?
I'd do both.
Okay, his move speed is 4, so for a total of 8, and can go diagonally.
Oh.
1, 2, 3, 4. White lines are obviously impassable. 1, 2, 3. Yep. Stood next to the computer. Hicks is going to have a look at the floor plan, see if we can't figure out who's what. So can't do it this turn, because obviously use both actions to get there, but that's for next turn. Okay, and that's all the Marines done. Now we move to the alien phase. So first off, we activate any aliens that are active on the board. Currently there are none, there are only blips. So step 2, we activate blips. How this happens is, we pick one of the main tiles, the main square of the board, so this one, and we roll the alien dice. 5. Now for this turn, that's how many squares those blips can move. So blip will move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So how line of sight works in this one, if you can draw a point from any corner of a square to another corner of a square, you can see it. So this blip has just rounded the corner basically. Frost can see it, we flip it over, it's just a single xenomorph. So that goes away, and here is our first slimy nasty friend. So he used all of his moves to get there though, so we can't do anything from now. And the other blip will come up behind him. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, that's the blips done. And usually we draw a motion tracker here, but for this mission we don't do it until turn 3. So we're all right for that for now. So the turn rolls over. We are now on turn 2. Okay, so start turn 2, and something that I've just picked up on. We shouldn't have actually revealed this guy just yet because of how doors work. Doors are these little red bits here. Now, if ever there's a guy next to it, or an alien, the door is open, you can see through it. So he can see through this door, the alien can obviously see through this door. This one, however, no one can see through it. So we shouldn't have actually revealed that, but oh well, we'll learn it and carry on for going forward's sake. Also, since we're on a brand new turn, the first thing you have to do as the Marine player is reset your aim dials to the value that they start as. So usually this is a good thing because it lets you get back to that original aim value, but in this case, because we were aiming last time, it may have gone up for us, which would be an advantage. So they're all reset. So we are going on with turn 2 now. So Marine activation. As the lieutenant, I'm going to ask Hicks to have a look at that computer before we go through. I want to see what one of those blips are before we round the corner. So you do a tech test. You get your tech value there, which for Hicks is 4. You roll the d10, and if it is equal or less, the test is passed. So needing 4 or less. That's a 7, it's a fail. So that's action 1. You could do that again if you would like, or you could do something else.
Yeah, I'll do that again.
Okay, needing a 4. Getting a 2. So which blip would you like to reveal?
Which one are you thinking?
I'm thinking either one of these near the doors, because they're the ones that are closest to us, and if one of them's Newt, we can just go in, grab her and get gone before anything nasty really happens, or avoid a potential swarm.
Yeah, okay.
So which one? That one? So flip it. Okay, so that's a single solitary alien, so not a big threat, but we know that it's a waste of time going into that room.
Yeah.
Okay, so Hicks is gone, so we'll go on to us then. And as Gorman, I'll use my first action to step into these rooms. 1, 2, and his move value is 4, but his flamethrower range is 2 spaces away, so 3. So we'll step completely into the room. Reveal this blip. What is it? Ah, damn, there's Newt, right there. So we've actually got really quite lucky with this one. That goes away. Here comes Newt onto the board, and we get her extra thing there, and that joins the team. So there you go. As you're controlling Ripley, you also control Newt. So she's not used for combat in any way. We have to try and get her off the board successfully, so we have to protect her as we try and evac our way out. Okay? So that's the first action for Gorman, so I'll use my next one to... Ooh, I don't want to step there actually, because that'll open that door. So I'll step there and there, just so I can see number 3 and number 1 if anything pops out. Okay, so that's me done. Do you want to activate one of yours? So it's either Ripley or Vasquez for you.
Where do we need to get to the exit?
The exit is down here, the end of this corridor. So we need to get her out.
So she just walks with us?
Yes, she has a move speed of 4, she just comes with us. She can do rest actions as well to help us recycle the deck.
Okay. So, should I move her Can I move her?
Yeah, you can. Like, since you have Ripley, you also control Newt. So she's just another character for you.
Okay, so I'll just move her along then.
Yep, so she has a speed of 4. 1, 2, 3. Careful of that door as you go past, because you can move diagonally.
Oh, can I move to here?
Yep, 4. Cool. And then second action.
Oh, she can move again?
Yep.
Yep.
2 actions, just like anyone else. 1, 2, 3, 4. So yeah, so you can go through friendly models as long as you don't land on them at the end. And if ever you end up next to a Xenomorph, you must stop your move immediately. Okay, so that's Newt. So Newt's on the way out. So with that in mind then, let's head in here with Frost, I think. Let's get a bit brave. Get some charred grilled Xenomorph on the go. 1, 2, 3. That would allow me to see to the other blip there. So let's flip that. So that is 2 Xenomorphs. So the way it works with that is you don't put 2 individual models down. You put 1 model and a token, or however many is in the swarm, underneath. So now that counts as 2, and if you were to kill that 1 alien, it would just remove the token, and so on until the actual whole swarm is dead. So 3 aliens around the corner. So let's fire off the flamethrower. So to fire the flamethrower, exhaust 2 cards to make an attack. Choose a space that's 2 spaces away from the character in line of sight. Roll for each model and token in that space and within 1 space of it. Always hits on a 7 or less. So with this one, it's quite a good close range nasty weapon there. So potentially we could kill all 3 of those. So firing at this space here, so it'll splash damage onto the one behind. So I need to exhaust 2 cards in order to do that. So since we're just exhausting these, we don't get to flip them over. Okay, so firing off the flamethrower, needing a 7 for the first lead alien. Star counts as a 1 because the 10's on the other side, so that guy is roasted. Guy behind him, 5, also roasted. That first token goes away. And the last one, 2. Woof. Charred grilled Xenomorph today. Away they all go. So yeah, that was quite effective. Good for that. So that's Frost done. So do you want to activate one of yours?
Okay. So this one can move 4.
Yep, Vasquez can move 4.
Yep, so...
1, 2, 3, 4. Cool.
And then she can move again.
She can, yeah, for a second action. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yep.
Okay, and then I'll go from the next one. So we've got Hudson over there. Currently there are no threats here, but there's potentially some popping up at 2 and 4 later. So I'll get Hudson to move 1, 2, 3, 4 to there, so he's got eyes on both of those. And I'll get him to rest, which recycles these cards back into the deck. So they go to the bottom of the endurance deck. So now they're back in there and we could potentially use them later. Okay, and then you've got Ripley to move.
So I'm just going to move her towards the door.
Yep, she moves 5 base. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yep, I'm going to do that again.
Yep. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep. And that's everybody. So now we go on to the Xenomorph turn. So activate aliens, currently on the board. Activate blips. Yes, these are on the board, but for this mission they stay where they are, so that does nothing. Draw a motion tracker card. We are on turn 2, and for this mission we do not draw a motion tracker card until turn 3, so we might actually get away clean with this one. So turn rolls over. On to turn 3. Okay, so reset the end dials. So, everything's fine with that, cool. So, starting off then, so I'll say let's get Hicks out of the way, so let's get him out of the room. 2, 3, 4. Second move. 1, 2, 3, 4. Cool. I'll get Gorman out of the way. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hudson's fine where he is, so I'll get him to aim twice, just in case any nasties pop up on number 2 before we can get out. Frost, I'll move 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, and he can stay there. Your next one? So we've got Newt, who moves 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep. Have you moved Vasquez?
No, I've not moved any of these.
Yep, Vasquez or Ripley. Do you want to move those? No. So we'll try and leave the board at once, I think.
Okay.
Okay. And I believe that's everybody. Yep. Okay, so again, no active blips on the board, no active aliens, but it is turn 3. So now we draw a motion tracker card, which is this one here, and flip it over. So, Lurker, a single blip spawns at spawn point 3. So, blip comes on at spawn 3. It's a Lurker and it's out of sight. If this blip is not placed on a spawn point within line of sight, it immediately moves 4 spaces. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and that's the alien turn done. So, flipping back for turn 4. And on for the Marines. So, I'll see if we can get Gorman off this turn. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So, can't quite make it off this turn. So, we'll have to potentially leave as a group next turn if all possible. So, let's try and all gather up near the exit and leave as one potentially.
Okay.
Yeah? Do you want to move Hicks?
4.
Yep. Okay, cool. I should have reset the aim dial for Hudson, but he's in the same place. I'm going to do the same thing anyway, so he's just aiming twice. That's him done. Frost, I will just keep him where he is. He can aim as well. It's not going to matter with the flamethrower, but yeah. Do you want to move anybody else? Do you want to get Newt off the board, actually? Because she's a non-combatant. Like, if we get her off, it's a win anyway.
Okay.
It's just whether the rest of us do.
Yeah.
Yep. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, off the board. So Newt is safe and secure. Hooray! The rest of us staying here. Yep. So anyone that didn't move, you could use the actions to increase their aim dial. So Ripley didn't move, so you can increase it by 2. Yep. Same for Vasquez. Okay, so let's do the aliens. So first off, active aliens. Currently none on the board. Active blips. There's one over here. So roll the alien dice. What does it do? 4. It moves 4 squares. 1, 2, 3, and flips. There are 2 Xenomorphs there. And he had 1 left on his move value, so he comes along down there. Okay, draw motion tracker cards. Yep. And assault 1 blip at spawn point 1. So that pops in there. If the spawn point already has a blip or alien model, move this blip 4 spaces. It does not, but it is within line of sight of the rest of us. Straight down this corridor, flip it over. What is it? It's another 2. Another Xenomorph there. Okay, so on to turn 5 then. Resetting everybody's aim dials, but to be honest, we could all just walk off right here and there. So should we just get everybody off the board with walk actions? Yep. Whoop, whoop. Nice, clean extraction. So that was probably the smoothest that mission could ever have possibly have gone. I know it's the first one of the campaign, but wow, that went way too smooth. So, nice clean extraction with Newt. So what we could probably do then with that is we could potentially move straight on to the next one. I can see what that's got for us. So yeah, so a couple of aliens roasted, but still not quite got our feet in the water yet, have we? So we'll move straight on to the next campaign mission, I think. So that was the first mission. Could not have gone any better. Let's see how we do with future ones.